I thought I was just helping clean out my late uncle's farmhouse. But what I found in the attic wasn't old furniture. It was a trail of secrets, buried identities, and a mystery that no one wanted solved. If you've ever thought your family was hiding something, you might be right. My name's Nate. I'm 33. Last year, my uncle Raymond passed away, and I inherited his farmhouse in a tiny place called Mill Creek, Pennsylvania, population 400 and dropping. I hadn't seen Ray since I was a kid. He was my mom's older brother, a recluse, never married, no kids. Just a dusty old place surrounded by trees and whispers. When I first arrived, the place was almost untouched, like time froze around 1983. Old wallpaper curling at the edges, rotary phone still on the wall, VHS tape stacked beside a tube TV. And the smell? A mix of mold, cedar, and something else I couldn't place. Like rust. Or time itself. The will was simple. Everything goes to Nate. Burn nothing. Touch nothing in the attic. That last part, yeah, that stuck with me. Naturally, the attic was the first place I wanted to see. But the door? Padlocked. And not with any ordinary lock, a custom antique deadbolt I couldn't open with any key I found. The hinges were hand-forged iron, thick, heavy. It almost looked like the door was built to keep something in. So I let it be, for now. The first week in the house, things were quiet, too quiet. Every night I'd hear creaking overhead, not just old house noises. I swear it sounded like shuffling footsteps, slow, deliberate. Then came the smell. That faint, rusty scent started getting stronger, almost metallic. It seeped down from the attic door. On the fifth night, the phone rang at 3:09 a.m. The line was dead, static, but in the background, just faintly, I could hear a music box playing. One I'd never heard before. I unplugged the phone. The next night, it rang again. I invited my friend Katie to come stay. She's a forensic tech, tough as nails. I needed someone who wouldn't think I was losing it. First thing she said when she walked in, "Something died here. I can feel it." We decided to open the attic. With Katie's lock-picking kit and a good hammer, it took us 2 hours to break through the door. Inside was a single chair, a broken mirror, and rows of boxes labeled by year: 1968, 1971, 1975. Some went all the way to 2003. And in the far corner, a sealed crawlspace door, screwed shut with 6-inch bolts. The boxes? Full of photos of children. Each one labeled with a name, a date, and, worst of all, a red checkmark. Dozens of them. Some Polaroids, some film, some newspaper clippings. All carefully organized. Katie and I sat in silence. My hands were shaking. These weren't family albums. One box had a torn leather book, a journal, Uncle Ray's handwriting. The bloodline must be contained. It skips generations. My brother didn't have it, but his son will. I've seen it. I heard it. He hears the song too. God forgive me. The last entry was just a date, June 4th, 2003. The same day my parents died in a mysterious house fire. Until that moment, I believed it was an accident. We unscrewed the crawlspace door. Inside was a tiny hidden room. No windows. Walls covered in black mold. Chains on the floor. A single bare mattress. And carved into the wall, over and over, "Shut the song out. Shut the song out. Shut the song out." Katie grabbed my arm. Her face had gone pale. "I know this case," she whispered. Turns out, back in 2003, several children disappeared from nearby towns. The case went nowhere. No leads, no suspects. But their names? They matched the labels on the photo boxes, including one girl, Emily Harper, who was found 2 years later in a forest alive, but completely mute. She spent her life in a psychiatric hospital repeating the same words. The song was in the walls. I did the math. If Ray thought his brother's son would inherit something evil, and I was that son, what exactly was he trying to keep locked up? Me. Katie suggested a DNA test. We sent in samples from items in the attic. A week later, the results came back. And this is where it gets worse. Uncle Ray wasn't my uncle. He was my biological father. He and my mother had an affair. He covered it up. My father, the man who raised me, was his brother, the one who died in the fire. Ray believed our family line had something cursed in the blood, something ancient, something passed down, something tied to music. He locked himself in that house for years to contain it. But something, or someone, got out. That night, the music box played again. But this time, it wasn't faint. It echoed through the walls. Louder, clearer. I followed it up the stairs, back to the attic. But the door was closed again, and locked from the inside. No one else was there. Katie left the next day, told me not to call her again. I moved out a week later. But sometimes, when I walk past abandoned houses, I hear that melody again. Just a few notes. Just enough to make my blood run cold. Some doors were never meant to open. Some bloodlines were never meant to continue. And some songs, once heard, can never be unheard. We're dreaming of reaching our first 1,000 subscribers. Help us make it happen. If this story gave you chills, please subscribe to the channel and share it with someone who loves mysteries, dark secrets, and true crime nightmares. Thank you for listening.